Hey, it's Faye and this is Day with Faye. Today I'm going to be talking about skincare. I've struggled with having bad skin, specifically having acne, since I was 10, and I'm going to be 25 later this year. Like, I have been suffering for like 14 years, and honestly, I never thought that I would be making a video like this today, and it's kind of crazy and I'm super happy. And I just kind of want to share you guys what I've done, what hasn't worked for me, other avenues that you can take that have worked with people but don't necessarily work for me. So there's going to be timestamps in the description below if you just want to poke around and get a specific piece of information. I got you guys. Having acne growing up was extremely challenging. I got so self-conscious of it. I started putting makeup on, but as I've explained in previous videos, I used my mom's makeup at first, and her shade is completely darker than mine, so it would never match, and people would make fun of that. But we didn't really have a lot of money, and I didn't know how to ask my mom for makeup at first when I was little, because I felt weird about doing it. I felt like I needed a reason, and I felt like my reason wasn't good enough. That was really hard, and I remember people in middle school would make fun of it. They would be like, pepperoni face. I remember even once in middle school, I had a crush on this guy in summer camp or something like that, and I told one of the girls, and she's like, oh, I'll figure it out. And I was like, please don't do that. But she did it anyways, and she told me that he said that he wouldn't be interested in me because of my skin. That really hurt, and you know, I don't know if he actually said that, but the point is someone did say it, so if it wasn't him, it was her, and it was really hurtful. I didn't want to look at myself in the mirror. I didn't want to take pictures. I hated pictures. That's why I always was the person taking the photos, because I just felt so insecure and felt so wrong, like no one's gonna like me for me, and I don't even want to see myself. This still carried on throughout high school, and it's frustrating because it's like, life isn't fair. I mean, not only with skincare, but just in general, life isn't fair. Good things don't only exclusively happen to good people, and bad things don't only exclusively happen to bad people. In a lot of cases, just your genes are very blessed, and a lot of the people that I was friends with have blessed genes. For example, my best friend, she told me in high school that she would put Bath & Body Works lotion, body lotion on her face as moisturizer. And I was like, if I put that on my face, I would break out. Like, F you, you know? But anyways, yeah, this insecurity seeped through high school, and it happened in high school too. I never believed anyone liked me for me, and it was a really bad time. I think the only positive thing about having really bad like cystic acne growing up was that I could kind of tell people's characters very quickly, like immediately. If someone liked me, they liked me for me, not because of my beauty or whatever. That helped me suss it out. And if you're watching this and you're struggling, you're like, no one's liking me, as shitty as it is, and it's not, I'm not gonna make you feel better about yourself, but if someone doesn't like you even with breakouts, they're not the type of person to have in your life, because obviously that person is very shallow. I had this problem until like March, so a couple of months ago is when everything kind of started to get figured out with my skincare. When I first started dating my fiance, I would not let him see me without makeup on, and part of it was because there were these really mean like memes or whatever that would say something like, oh, on a first date, take the girl to the pool so you can actually see what she looks like. And I don't know, just seeing that stuff kind of get circulated as like, okay, yeah, maybe I don't look like a supermodel all the time, but I'm a really nice and genuine person. And I don't know, it's almost like I wish that we could see our personalities and who we are fundamentally as human beings first on dates versus like physicality, but that's not what it is. So for the first couple of months of us dating, I always wore makeup all the time, including sleepovers. I brought my makeup, I always brought my like skincare. Like, I would wait until we fall asleep, wash my face. I would wake up early. I would always wake up first and then put makeup on. And this was always the way that I was. It also included when I would go on vacation trips with friends, also vacation trips with family. Like, that's just always what I did. Just because I felt like if someone saw like the real me or me without makeup, that they would see something that I felt like wasn't reflective of who I am as a person, you know? So then I think it happened where one time I forgot one of my, like, I forgot to pack the makeup, and Mike saw me and he wasn't like, oh, I'm breaking up with you. But if he had been, that would have been kind of a blessing in disguise, because I don't want to be with someone who won't be with me at my worst. That's like the positive that came out of all of this. It's just I was really able to tell if someone was genuinely interested in me. I also want to caution you guys that your mileage may vary. Our skin is so different from one another. What works for me is probably not going to work for you, honestly. But of course I'm going to tell you exactly what I did and be open with you through that. But I'm going to explain things that I have tried that didn't work for me, and also things that didn't provide a solution for me, but maybe they will for you, and that is why I'm bringing it up. So things I've tried. So growing up, I tried so many things. I tried almost all of the drugstore products that I could find, like back when I was in middle school, like Clear Soul, Clean & Clear, Stridex, like so many things. Like the Eve scrub, which is really bad for your skin, by the way. Proactive, I did that for a while, that didn't do anything for me. I went to so many dermatologists growing up as a kid. Nothing was really panning out for me. A lot of people kept telling me that, oh, this is just a puberty thing, you're gonna grow out of it. Okay, no, I didn't. I kept having it for many, many years after that. I was on birth control, and I felt like that helped control it, but I still had breakouts, like a lot. And then I was on spironolactone, which helps a lot of people, but for me personally, I had a lot of negative side effects. It dehydrated my system so much that basically I had a lot of like digestive issues that got pretty severe. Then after that, I tried like many expensive products from like Sephora. I tried like Sunday Riley. I tried all these like name brand expensive things, and it just wasn't working for me. And I'm like, I am investing so much to my skincare. I'm investing so much time, and I do it like ritually. I have a routine, like every morning and every night. Like I never missed a step. Like I was so committed to every routine that I ever had. It was just so infuriating that the amount of time that I was committing to it and the amount of money I was committing was not equaling to like any substantial results to my skin. So I decided to go to a dermatologist again, this time in Miami, and honestly she was my miracle worker, and my routine is not that expensive. I do have some products that are a little bit pricey, like 2 of them, but I will tell you other products that you can use in place of those if you're looking for something that's kind of on the more inexpensive side. But before I get into that, I would say that there are other ways that you can try. If these things don't work for you, you could get through your general doctor, just have a blood panel to see if your hormones are okay. I did that and my hormones were fine, but my face was like, are you sure about that? But yeah, I checked out. You could also be sensitive to certain types of food groups, like dairy. Dairy is a very popular one. A lot of people find relief in their skin when they eliminate dairy out of their diet, so definitely try that out. Again, I did that and I didn't really notice anything for me after like a couple of months. You always want to give at least like a month to kind of just see how everything's going and to make sure that it's not like a fluke in the system. And sometimes it just takes your body that much amount of time to kind of readjust and find its like new equilibrium. People are also sensitive to specific foods like processed sugars, like that's also a thing. So I highly recommend getting a food sensitivity test to see if maybe that is the case for you. I didn't get a food sensitivity test done per se, but I did eliminate certain food groups and I didn't notice any change for me personally. I have definitely seen that it has helped a lot of people. So there are also some supplements that you can take that I've read can help with acne, and specifically evening primrose oil and also specifically spearmint tea. Those were things where I read some research articles and they were shown to have some sort of improvement. Again, those didn't work for me, but it could work for you. So now I am going to show you guys my AM routine.
Here's my morning routine. First, I splash my face with cold water. I then pat dry my face with a microfiber towel. Afterwards, I use an ice roller on my face. I actually found that this calms down my redness for the day. I actually store the roller in the freezer when I am not using it. Next, I use my prescription of sodium sulfacetamide, I think I'm saying that wrong, lotion 10% on my skin, typically where I break out and have redness. I pat in the product versus rub in. I found that this method helps the product absorb better into my skin. I wait about 2 minutes for this to fully absorb. As a moisturizer, I use Vanicream Light Lotion for sensitive skin. I love getting moisturizers with pump tops because it's more sanitary and it doesn't expose with the air. I mix 1 pump of that with 1 pump of rosehip oil and pat this combination lightly into my skin. Next, I use Shiseido SPF 42 as a sunscreen. This works really well with my makeup. But if you're on a budget, you can use this Neutrogena sunscreen, which I use when I go to the beach, etc. Again, I pat this on my face. Lastly, I use Kiehl's Creamy Eye Treatment with avocado under my eyes. This isn't for my acne, it's just for my under eye area. I'm just trying to prevent as much darkness under there as I can.
One thing that I want to mention for my AM routine is the importance of sunscreen. Sunscreen is so important, and I think you always want to have at least an SPF above 35. I think that's what the limit is. But the one that I use is 42 SPF. It's really important because not only can it make scarring worse, because that's my problem, and I never pick my skin. Never pick your skin because you really could create like bad scarring, and I never did. I just had really sensitive skin that if I ever broke out, it left a hyperpigmentation. So if you have hyperpigmentation and you don't put sunscreen on, it can get a lot worse pretty quickly. And not only that, it can age you a lot. I'm gonna show this picture of a truck driver who drove for a long time. I think it was like 28 years or something like that. He was a truck driver and he drove with the window up, but one side was always facing that window, and he never put sunscreen on, and you could clearly tell that he is more aged on one side versus the other. And that's with the window up, which is pretty crazy. So I definitely always put sunscreen on. Sunscreen is super important, and if you ever want to be darker or have that like sun-kissed look, I definitely highly recommend doing spray tans. They can look super natural. Actually, most of the celebrities you see out there for photo shoots, like Iggy Azalea has used spray tanning, all the Kardashians use spray tanning, and I know Olivia Munn used spray tanning. Like all of the celebrities, for the most part, when you see them looking all bronze and stuff like that, it's a spray tan. Now we're on to my nighttime routine. I always take off my makeup. I never sleep with it on. I've never done that though. Ever since I was like 10 and I started breaking out and the dermatologist was like, never do that. I never did that.
To remove my makeup, I love to use my Tatcha Camellia cleansing oil. This is perfect for removing makeup. It is kind of pricey, so I'd recommend looking into hemp seed oil to remove your makeup as another alternative, but honestly, this cleansing oil lasts me for a long time. Afterwards, I use my CeraVe Hydrating Facial Cleanser with my Luna. Make sure not to use any foaming cleansers, as those have higher pHs that can mess with your skin's natural pH balance. I then clean everything off with cool water. This is a trick my dermatologist taught me. She said Epiduo was kind of expensive, so she gave me a little DIY Epiduo. You take a pea size of different gel and a pea size of 2.5% benzoyl peroxide cream, and you mix those together and use it to spot treat. I also put this in areas I normally break out as a preventative measure. I like to brush my teeth while I wait for that to absorb my skin. Again, same as the AM routine, mix the Vanicream lotion and the rosehip oil and apply. I found that this moisturizer is super moisturizing for my dry skin. And that's it.
So when I need some kind of exfoliation because just I'm feeling like my skin feels super textured, I like to use Kate Somerville's ExfoliKate, but I use the gentle one, and I love using this one. It's super quick, and I probably use it like once every 2 weeks, sometimes once a week, depending on if I go out to the beach and I have like sand, or I went someplace super dirty. Just when I feel like a lot of particles on my face, I like to use this in place of my Differin and benzoyl peroxide step that I use on my PM routine. That's usually when I do this. Again, it is super crazy doing a video with zero makeup on, and I feel pretty good. Like, it feels so weird. Like, I'm not used to just walking out with no makeup and not being like, don't look at me. which is usually how I felt like for most of my life. Anytime I ever had to go out without any makeup on, I felt like a fish out of water. That's simply how I felt like. And I remember feeling so uncomfortable going to my dermatologist in the Uber, like there at the dermatologist's office. Like I was like, everybody knows why I'm here. I know, you see it. And it was just, ugh, I hated it. It was like the worst feeling. It was like, I feel uncomfortable being myself. I feel uncomfortable being bare, and that's just so messed up. And some people are lucky and super fortunate to have really nice genes and skin genes specifically, and I feel very fortunate that I was able to find the right dermatologist who gave me a routine that just spoke to me. And I'm so happy because, like I said, I'm not spending as much as I used to with skincare, with my skincare regimen in the past, and I'm seeing so many good results. And I'm super happy, and I just wanted to share this story with you guys. I hope that maybe it'll help you. Again, please try to give at least 1 month. And what's super beneficial is to take before pictures, because sometimes we are our biggest critics. And I hated looking at those before pictures, but you can definitely get through it. It's just about finding the right routine. And it's so hard because, like I said, so many people have different types of skin that it's hard to find one routine that works for everyone. I don't think that routine exists, because I think why certain people break out is different from why other people break out. So don't lose hope. I definitely lost hope probably like before I saw my dermatologist. I was like, I'm just gonna go to this dermatologist. It's gonna make me spend so much money and my skin is still gonna look fucked up. Don't lose hope, because like I said, I really did feel like I tried everything, and I was very skeptical that this routine would even work, because it was so similar to what I have tried before, but it's not exactly what I have tried before. I hope that I gave you guys some sort of like game plan. Maybe you're gonna go to a dermatologist, maybe you're gonna go get some blood work done to see if it's a hormonal problem, maybe you're gonna get a food sensitivity test done just to see if it's a response to that, or you're just gonna eliminate some food groups and see how your skin responds after that. That concludes my video. I hope that I was able to give you guys some hope through your skincare journey, and I hope you guys find something that works for you. Maybe mine works for you. I hope that that's the case, and I hope you guys have a really good rest of your day. Bye.